So I will start now with the section. So hello and welcome everyone. Today, thanks to our guests, we're recording our very first episode in English. I'm your host, Marco Giglio, and my mission is to guide people back to meet themselves through conscious nutrition, regeneration, and mindful eating. Today's guest is a story of pure intuition and serious commitment. Adrienne Famlonga grew up in sunny Australia, built a career as a fashion designer, and then one day questioning what life is all about. After spending 3 months in India, tried to figure that out. Back in Australia, on a film festival, randomly, she saw a documentary of an Italian woman stretching paper-thin pasta by hand. That image stuck, the curiosity grew, and after a 2-year COVID break, she booked a one-way ticket to Bologna. There she trained one-on-one, 6 days a week, 6 hours a day, for 3 straight months, making pasta by hand. Today, Adrienne now is the pasta lead at Ristorante Rovida in Lisbon and runs intimate workshops in the Portuguese capital, teaching everyone from seasoned chefs to total beginners how to turn flour and eggs into edible poetry. Today, in this podcast episode, we will dive into her journey from fashion seams to pasta sheets, how handmade dough became a daily meditation, and what you will experience in her 4 pasta workshops at our Nurture Retreat, taking place this September in South Italy, Puglia. Adrienne, benvenuta, benvindo. Welcome
Hola,
to the
hello.
show. Hi.
Mhm.
Nice to
Happy to
have
be here.
you.
Thank you.
Hmm. I'm smiling, when I remember how we met the first time.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you want to tell that story or we keep that one quiet?
Oh, we keep it quiet. No, we tell. It was in South Italy, actually, no, Adri?
Yeah. In
We,
Ostuni.
yeah, in the place we'll do the retreat also. It's
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's completely crazy. Yeah, we met, and after 2 days, actually, I was witnessing your art of pasta already. Yeah,
You were indeed. I think I made you gnocchi, didn't I? Or was
it,
it orecchiette?
it was gnocchi.
It was gnocchi.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, I was so excited to share my new skills, and I didn't have anyone to share it with because I was traveling on my own around Italy. And so, yeah, anyone I became friends with who came into my world was blessed with my new skills.
Oh, it was so crazy. I remember always I had gnocchi all time before, and then we had gnocchi together, and I said, "Oh, this is a different world. This pasta. It's a different world. There were like clouds in the sky, really light, really fluffy.
Oh,
And we,
so good.
we had this amazing sauce with salsiccia.
That's
And,
right. Yeah, it was salsiccia.
did we do Parmigiano or Pecorino
I
on
think it
top?
was Parmigiano.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, both
Ah,
would have been great.
molto bene.
Mhm.
It was amazing. Yeah. How long is this ago now that we met?
Oof, I don't know. 3 years?
Uh,
I'm thinking it's about 3 years, or maybe a little more.
hmm. Yeah. Yeah, around about
Somewhere
that.
about there.
Three and a
Hmm.
half, 3 years at the beginning of it's spring. It was spring, May, June, something like this. No, May,
It
June.
was just the beginning of spring because I remember it was still quite fresh, but
Uh,
the days were nice because the sun came out, but it was still pretty cold. Everyone was wearing puffer jackets and, the way the Italians dress when it's any season outside of summer. But yeah.
oh, I was so amazed by your energy that you had at that time, and you still have. I obviously visited you also in Lisbon several times, and visit you in your restaurant, and could see all this development. And I think when we met you, you came straight from Bologna, no? It was like this, no? Was
I think, Yes. I can't remember if I did a quick stop in Sicily beforehand and then came to Ostuni for a month, or if I came straight from Bologna. I can't really remember.
Mm.
It was a bit of a blur. It was just before the summer, so yeah, that's something like that. Yeah.
Wow, wow. Mm, I have several really nice ideas I want to talk with you about. I think
Mhm.
the most amazing point, though the touch point that really inspired me also really, really a lot, and I think humans out there, and you have told it already on various occasions, is this documentary moment, this pivotal point in your life from fashion
Yeah.
to pasta.
It
Would you
do you
mind
want, do you want the
telling
long version or the short version? I'll try and tell the short
oh,
version.
the version that feels right for you? Really enjoy it.
Yeah, look, as you mentioned, my whole career had been in fashion. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to be a fashion designer or a chef, actually. And I went down the route of fashion from a young age. I was always making my own clothes for myself and for my friends and sewing Barbie dolls clothes and cushion covers. I think I started sewing 8 years old. And yeah, I ultimately went into fashion and became a product manager in the end. So I was doing a bit of everything, design, development, travel, putting the collections together. Um, but yeah, one day I just woke up and started questioning what is all this for? I felt like I had achieved everything I wanted to achieve, and I just didn't feel like it was much of a challenge or fulfilling anymore. So I sort of just started wondering what's next in life. I mean, surely this can't be it forever. And I just started asking the universe, what's next? This can't be it. What's next for me?
Wow.
And in the end, I ended up going on a trip to India with my mum because she was going on a holiday there and I wanted to be with her because she had never been to any kind of third world country or anywhere too far from home, to be honest. And I was a little bit nervous for her. So I went with her and I thought, and maybe it's a little cliche, but perhaps India will have all the answers that I'm looking for. So it did in the end. We had 3 wonderful weeks together, met some incredible people, had some wonderful experiences, and it was our last day in India. We volunteered in a Sikh temple in Delhi.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, we were in the kitchen making chapatis with the women, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And afterwards, we went and sat in the temple, and we were just sitting there, sort of, I don't know, reflecting on the last few weeks that we just had together. And there was a little screen in the corner of the room, and it was translating Sanskrit into English. And I can't for the life of me remember what these words were, but they just struck a chord. And I had a very spiritual awakening. It was a
Wow.
moment that is pretty hard to fathom, to be honest. I'm not a super spiritual person, but I am open minded. And yeah, I had this moment where I felt like I was reborn again. Like this gold light showered me, and it was as if the reset button had been pressed, and all of a sudden, all of the answers came to me, and I knew what was next in life. And it was just to be living every second as if it's your last, saying yes to any opportunity that comes your way, and making every decision that of fulfillment. So if it
Mm.
fulfills you, say yes, go for it. And it was like the ego had all just gone, and I didn't care what anyone thought anymore. This
Mm.
was about how I felt. Anyway, so that this is getting on the long version here. So to speed it
Mm.
up,
It's
I
amazing.
was I was uh I decided in that moment that I had to come back to India and give something back to them because they had just given so much to me. So I went back home, I quit my job in fashion. I packed up all of my things, I sold my house, and I went to live in
Wow.
the Himalayan mountains in India just for 4 months, but volunteering at a little NGO run school teaching English and living with a local family and just having, yeah, insane experiences, something so far from my world. And I had to meet a friend in Italy, and she had messaged me and said, right, this is the time, this is the date I'm going to be there. I said, okay, it's time to leave my little bubble in India. I'm going to go back to Australia first. organize my life a bit better, and then I'll head over to Italy. And it was just one night that I met some friends for dinner, and it was an Italian restaurant we were going. And there was a documentary film festival on, and we said, "Oh, let's check out a film before the meal." And coincidentally, there was only one film to choose from, only one was playing in the cinema, and it just happened to be about this American chef who went to Italy and learned how to make pasta with Maestra Alessandra Spisni at Vecchia Scuola Bologna.
Mm,
This is the only school in the world where you have a recognized diploma of sfoglia. So sfoglia is the name of the sheet of pasta, and it's all handmade pasta with the mattarello, the rolling pin. So
mm,
nothing is with a machine, everything is done with your hands.
mm.
And I was watching this movie with her, and it just sent chills down my spine. And something in my heart said to me, "You need to find this woman and learn how to make pasta from her." And my friend thought I was a little bit insane at the time. She's like, "Yeah, you go for it. You would go and find the woman in the movie and make pasta with her, love." But that's what I did. I went to Italy to meet my friend, did a little detour in Bologna. I found her. Turns out a few other people were inspired because it was a year and a half until I was able to train with her. And at the time, I just let it go. I thought, I'm living my life each day as it comes now. I can't be planning a year and a half in advance. So I left it, and for unforeseen circumstances, I was back in Australia, and that was just before COVID. Um, and I think no one really expected how long that would last.
Wow.
And in the end, it was about 8 months into it, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to commit to this because we don't know how long we're going to be here. And I did. And basically, the second that they opened the borders in Australia to leave, I took the first flight to Bologna, as you said. So it ended up being, yeah, a good 2 years or more. But I went there, I did this course, and it was one of the most amazing skills I've ever learned. And it absolutely changed my life. So that's how I ended up in Lisbon. My boss also trained at the same school, and we're a bit of a community because not a lot of people are graduating every year because it's such focused training. So, yeah, she called the school and asked if there was anyone that was suitable. And I was living my best life in Sicily, enjoying the summer. And I thought, sure, I should probably start adulting and get a job again. So I moved to Lisbon, and that's how I ended up making pasta at Ruvida restaurant and running my workshops on the weekends. So, sorry, that was a really long story, but it really is the shorter version.
Guys, I tell you, I'm having goosebumps all around my body. Face, Adri, you are smiling all over.
I
Really,
am, yeah.
you've taken us 10 minutes on a journey, on a ride.
Sorry.
Really. Sales.
Long.
Hmm. I feel so much energy through rising out from your tale that you told us right now. This is wow. Can't find in words. I don't know how it's out there for you listening to this, connecting to food and culture and bringing this all together like a dough and rolling it. So wow. Oh, crazy. Yeah, I was in this restaurant also. I saw you making pasta. It's an amazing place, Rovida. I visited you at lunchtime, I remember, where you
Hmm.
work right now, and you're doing, I think that was filled pasta. I don't know what, but the shape was so amazingly perfect, and you were just in this flow, preparing, making the mise en place of the day, and yeah, and I remember I had some tagliatelle with ragu.
You
They were
did.
yeah, amazing. A red wine, like you used to do, have red wine for lunch. It's obvious.
Of course, goes hand in hand, no?
And then I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the energy that I received from you doing that what you love. It's so passionating, standing to what we do, what we love, and then feeling that this was the right choice now to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Certainly doesn't have the pay grade of fashion, but I tell you what, I'm a hell of a lot more fulfilled. I'm richer in life.
Oh, oh, that sounds great. I will make a short go to the nurture retreat, no, because the nurture retreat was kind of the same situation that there was an idea that was born, and I reached out to you, and I reached out to Lisa, who will have the podcast next week. She is facilitating all the meditation and the yoga, and you're facilitating the pastas, or
Hmm.
the journey through, let's say, the most ancestral Italian food. Everybody knows Italia for pasta. You are there cultivating for us this history and this craft. How was for you this process, building up nurture, and yeah, how did you feel in that?
Well, I mean, I think being able to share what I do with other people is such a gift. And to be able to share this with a group of people, not only once that are just coming for a workshop, but to bring people together and do this 4 times throughout the week
Mm,
while they're learning all about nutrition, learning about their bodies, learning about themselves, learning about Italy's cuisine and the land. I think doing this throughout the week with a bunch of people that are becoming a tribe is such a special thing.
mm,
And the response that I get from people, which I know I've done it myself in the beginning,
mm,
after they do just one 3-hour workshop, they're
mm,
so fulfilled. They are so happy.
mm,
Even people that came in at the beginning to just do it for fun with their partner that dragged them along, or maybe they got a voucher or something. At the end, they're going, wow, that was the most amazing experience. And
mm,
nearly 98% of people, when they're rolling the dough or when they're shaping it, they're just silent and they all say, this is just like meditation. It's so nice.
mm,
And so not only are you having this beautiful experience, it's quite new, it's meditative, it's also like an art form. If you're a perfectionist or you're super creative or you love to work with your hands, it's all of these things. It's not putting it through a machine and winding, the handle. You're really touching and feeling everything, and you're working with something and creating this little piece of art that you get to eat at the end. And so I think bringing this together and teaching a group of people all together, the same group, these wonderful skills on all different kinds of pasta. So there'll be a real variation in the types of pasta that we make too, so that they can learn, about different food groups and the way that different flours affect their body. And this is all about self-discovery, right? For these people that are going to be there in terms of nutrition. So it's also for them, seeing how their body feels with different kinds of fillings or flours or sauces.
mm,
Uh, and yeah, at the end of it, everyone will have this skill set for life. They'll have their own mini tagliere and mattarella that they get to take home with them. So they
mm,
have the tools that they need to make the pasta, and they have the skills and
mm,
hopefully the passion by the end of it.
mm,
After doing 4 sessions, that's
mm,
a good amount of classes to really start a habit,
mm.
So yeah,
Oh, I'm looking so forward to it. Diving, I'm really looking forward to the workshops. I will be your
be my
loft
sous chef.
student. Yeah, I will be your loft student. I will be there and just take and watch and learn rolling pasta. Do you have already prepared something you want to share, or it's a surprise? Can you share a little bit, maybe what kind of pasta? Or you're just developing the maybe a little teaser?
Look, I'm going to be honest. I want to make what we find at the markets. So we're going to go to the markets, obviously. We're only working with seasonal local produce. We want to do 0 kilometer
Mm,
or very, very close to if we can. And that's what this is all about. So certainly there'll be different types of pasta within there. There'll be absolutely at least one field pasta.
oh, filled
So
pasta.
of course, we have to do a field pasta, make a beautiful shape. So as I said, that will depend a bit on some of the ingredients that we find there, but I have many, many recipes and lots of inspiration. So it's not hard to think of something on the spot, to be honest. We'll see
Mm,
what looks beautiful at the markets. And then we come up with a filling and do a filled pasta. There'll be a flat pasta as well. So maybe we'll make like a tagliatelle or
mm,
pappardelle, something like that. And
mm,
of course, we're in Puglia, so we cannot ignore pugliese pasta, which is made with just the semolina and water, so not the traditional type of pasta that bolognese make. But of course, we're in the region, so we have to make that. So either it would be orecchiette or cavatelli or copunti or
Oh,
something that we make with our thumbs and our fingers on the board.
oh,
Where you see the Pugliese ladies drying out on the drying racks in the sun that look
yeah,
absolutely stunning.
yeah.
And yeah, we'll play a little bit, experiment with some different flours. So maybe we'll do some buckwheat flour in there or whole grain flour. We're going to have a look at the
Hmm.
best sort of grains we can find in the region. But
Oh,
I'm not going to share exact recipes because we've got to wait and see. But yeah, there'll be a variation and a mix in there so people can experience different kinds of pasta and see what's best for them or what they enjoy the most. And then they can recreate that at home.
oh. Adri, really. I didn't know all these details. You dated me up already again.
There you go. Yeah, I
There
keep
you
a few
go.
few cards in my pocket.
Yeah. Ah, that brings me so back to the moments that I had in mind when we put our heads together, creating this experience nurture. Because my grandmother, no, la nonna, my from Ostuni, from Puglia, I remember every Sunday she made orecchiette.
Mhm.
So pasta from the board, dry pasta, not filled, typical shape of the region. And she did it with ragu that was boiling the whole morning.
Oof,
Sometimes,
yum.
sometimes on Sunday I
Mhm.
wake up, it was 8, and before we go to the sea, Sunday everybody goes to the sea. She was already doing pasta for 1 hour, and she made pasta for
Oof.
14 people, so much
My
pasta.
God, what a woman.
Yeah, what a woman. What a woman. There was so many, there were the whole table and more boards where she dried that pasta. And then already the sauce was boiling. And then I remember when we came back from the beach, completely starving and longing for food.
Mm.
There we entered the area, the living room, and there was the smell, and there were some vegetables on the table, the typical Bouillon vegetables that you eat raw before you eat.
Mhm.
There was some polpette, some meatballs fried in olive oil. And then you had the first plate, the pasta, and the second then was the ragu, the meat, all this images and
Mhm.
savory and tastes are around here, and we will have
Mm.
this 4 times. Oh,
Woo-hoo-hoo.
good. Nice.
Gonna be amazing. Hope I can do your nonna proud.
Yeah, we bring the energy, reconnect with our energy, with the ancestral energy here with her.
Yeah.
Uh, oh.
No.
Mm, And I found it so really amazing that now, beside your work now in the Rovida, you also started to do your own workshops in Lisbon. So your workshop Magic, no, and it's weekly, I think, or every second week. So,
Yeah.
um, how emerged this, and you said it already that participants are blown mind of how it touched them. But
Mm.
what are you seeing there, and where do you going with these workshops? What are you
Oh, but
experiencing?
basically, I mean, I've always loved to teach.
Oh.
I've absolutely loved it. I've never been a teacher in my professional career, but every time I've had the opportunity when I've done volunteering abroad and I've just taught English or something, but even just when I've had to show someone how to do something or guiding someone, I just love to be a teacher in any form. And to be able to teach something that I love so much and to share that with other people, knowing that it changed my life, like
Mm.
absolutely changed my life. And I know it has many others as well. I just, it just made sense for me to share that, to teach and to share, impart knowledge of something that I absolutely adore just felt right. So
Mm.
working at the restaurant is amazing because I get to meet a lot of people. I get to take all the credit for the restaurant, even though it's not all me at all. I don't cook the pasta. I don't do the sauces. I don't do any of that. But I happen to be in a spot behind a glass screen in the middle of the restaurant.
Wow.
Everyone sees me making pasta and I get all of the credit. So I get to meet lots of lovely people that want to come up and take my photo or chat about pasta. So it's a great space to be in, and I've also learnt a lot there. I mean, my boss Valentina, she's very experienced. She's been making pasta for 8 years, whereas I has only been, nearly 3 years now, and she's taught me a lot of different pasta. Um, but I always knew that. that was only going to be part of my pasta career and that I wanted to teach. So I just started networking really hard, trying to find a space where I could do that in Lisbon. It's quite competitive in Lisbon. There's a lot of people opening little businesses everywhere, and
Mm.
um, the rent is quite high. And so I just wanted to trial somewhere and see if it worked. And I met a really lovely couple, Jake and Veronica. She's Brazilian and he's from Australia, and they have a little marketing agency just around the corner from my work. And I was chewing their ear off about trying to find somewhere to do these workshops, and they basically just offered their office on the weekends when they're not there. So,
Wow.
literally Monday to Friday, we've got this marketing creative agency. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, I come in, take the computers and chairs away from the two big tables in the middle, pull them together, put them on table raisers, bring all of my boards and pasta equipment, everything from the back, and turn it into a little pasta lab. Um,
Wow.
so I've been doing that for a year and a half now, and sort of been looking for a space in the meantime, but hasn't quite haven't quite found the perfect one yet. But 1.5 years on and still going strong, still in the little space. And yeah, I've had a lot of people come through. I have anywhere between 4 to 6 people per workshop, so it's quite intimate, as you said,
Wow.
which makes it really nice to be able to really get to know everyone and for
Mm.
people to have a really hands-on, intimate experience. So
Mm.
yeah, that's how it started, and I've just continued it on. And I also do little private workshops or people's parties or anything like that. On the weekend, I did a kid's birthday at their
Really?
place, 15 kids making gnocchi.
Really?
Um, yeah, kids are a lot of fun actually to work with. They obviously they're so great with using their hands. Everything's really tangible for them and they love it. I mean, it's hard to get their focus and their attention all
Mm.
together, but once they get into it, they absolutely love it. And some kids, I've had kids as young as 4 years old making cavatelli,
Mm.
and they're great. They're really fun to work with. So it's
Mm.
a nice change.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's so much soul in it. Beautiful.
Mm.
That's really, that brings me linking up here a little bit with the idea, no?
Mhm.
Because often pasta so I work as a nutritionist now for 9 years. And yeah, I would say now, if I would say it, I would say it now the first time live, but I think I'm a transpersonal health guide. I would say it.
Transpersonal. What do you mean transpersonal?
Well, let's say because we have a different kind of personalities, or we have a personality, but I would say what I've noticed in my working together with people now, pretty much 450, something like this.
Mm.
The personality of people during a coaching process really change, or they come up on the surface, different kinds of personalities, and food is something so really common, that with food you can really activate personality traits. So what I've noticed a lot of time, people come really irritated about food to me, and not clear what to eat, many
Mm.
prejudgments on food, shaming themselves for the eating habits, not eating properly. And when we get closer to a personalized nutrition, because at the end, what is a good nutrition? A good nutrition is something that suits to your lifestyle, that suits to your taste, but that brings at a certain level um, that to your body that nourishes you and really need to stay balanced and from that
Mm.
flourish. Um, you notice that people change their personality and they become more clearer and less self-destructive, and they can touch their tangible points in their personality and they can connect to them. The same is with movement, and the
Mm.
same is with recovery and sleep. So that is what I noticed. So when people work together with me and we develop their health journey, it comes to the point that they say, well, I'm thinking things and doing stuff that I couldn't imagine that I did 6 months ago, because I
Yeah.
have more capacity to feel it, to
Right.
see it, to create it. No? And that brings me
Hmm.
to this creation with a child, because what we often lose in life really fast is this childish, playful way of exploring, yeah, what we are.
Yeah, we do. We
And
really do.
you, with this example, show perfectly that it's a lot of fun. No, life at the end is playful exploring, or should be playful exploring.
Yeah.
And the word play, not stigmatize it like, okay, when you play, you're not serious and you're not coming forward and along. No, you come along, you develop a certain range of focus and perceiving your goals. But let's play, no? And food is something we eat 21 times a week, and people lost the playfulness in it.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
and I think creating pasta by hands in a natural environment where we are in Puglia, for example, or even in an office, in a creative office, what by the way is a nice story, you know, that you from in the creative office you do now, then on the weekends you do creative pasta. So it's
Yeah.
energies stick together, you know. It's
Hmm. It
synchronicity.
works.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But this is something really I think that's you can empathize it enough. Coming back to playful exploration and what nurtures us, what does us, what helps us in feeling better and being more available to others and connected to ourselves.
Yeah.
Huh?
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's so important to have that connection with your food, isn't it? I mean, quite often, especially when people are trying to be really health conscious or dieting, it's sort of like you eat just for sustenance, or you eat just for the lower calories, or you don't have that real passion or that love or that connection with food, which is so important for us. Um,
Mm.
I think that so much of what we're doing, what you're doing, is educating about nutrition, educating that a bowl of pasta is not bad for you. It's not going to make you put on weight. It's not
Mm.
all your carbs for the week, or that it's okay to eat that olive oil with that beautiful sourdough bread because it's really good
Mm.
for you. It's a good fat. And a
Mm.
lot of this is so lost these days. People just have no idea. They
Mm.
look at carbs and fat
Mm.
and, of course, sugars, but there's good sugars too, of all being bad, but it's just all about balance. And
Yeah,
it's all about balance, isn't it?
well
And
said.
understanding what's good for you, not to be scared of certain foods.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Really, it's a balance.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
I
Um,
mean, I look back 5 years ago and think about my diet. I used to eat pasta once a month, literally once a month, because I was that person. I was generally pretty healthy and knew a fair bit about food, but I thought, oh no, I just eat a bowl of pasta and I put on weight. I cannot eat pasta. And now I eat pasta probably 6 times a week, maybe seven sometimes, working in a pasta restaurant and then running pasta workshops where you eat all together
yeah,
on
yeah,
the weekends.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And yeah, my weight doesn't fluctuate. I'm not getting bigger and bigger all the time. It's
Yeah.
just, it's just
Oh,
about ensuring you eat some vegetables, a salad, right, before your meal to stable those blood sugars and not to have the glucose spikes. But yeah,
this is
it's
the magic we will teach, the magic we experience in our journeys. Amazing, amazing.
absolutely.
Mm. I'm curious about you mentioned it already, and if people take part at your workshop, no, and they give you their energy, they give you your feedback. What is one really common thing people experience when they do pasta the first time with hand and eat it? Can you share one thing that really touches you?
Um, let's see, to do with the actual pasta making. I mean, I don't know about touching, but it's funny when I'm doing the demonstration of how to roll the pasta. Once you put half of the sfoglia hanging off the board. So we put half of the sfoglia, the circle of pasta, on the board, and the other half is hanging off the board. As soon as I do that and look around the room, everyone's faces are just like, oh my God, oh my God. So it's not something touching, but it's funny to just wait. until I drop half off the board, and then I look at the faces and the look of shock on everyone's face. I can't do that. It's going to fall onto the floor is absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I love that when everyone starts making the shape or actually doing the rolling, how they all comment, as I said, how meditative it is. They just say, this is so relaxing. It's like meditation. Before everyone's chatting, having a good time, the music's on. But then when they start making that shape, silence. Like no
Mm,
one makes a sound.
mm,
Everyone is just in their own little world, concentrating, focusing on getting the joins right and
mm,
pressing the borders thin, ensuring that the filling's not coming out the sides and they're all consistent or looking beautiful and unique. Um,
mm,
so yeah. But then at the end is the pleasure, obviously. When they've finished making the shapes, if they've done a job that they're happy with, they're really proud of themselves. And then the key moment when you take that first bite and everyone goes, oh my God, that's so good. Oh
mm,
my God, that's so good.
mm.
But I've created a lot of monsters, Marco, because once you eat really good, fresh, hand-rolled pasta, when you've made the dough by hand, you've rolled it with wood against wood, you cannot beat that taste and that texture, that consist like you cannot beat it. So once you have that, everything else tastes pretty shitty afterwards. I'm telling you now. So yeah. It's both a
Mm.
blessing and a curse after you've experienced that.
Ah, so beautiful said. Oh wow, I can so relate to it. I think
Mm.
it's part of the journey. I think it's
Yeah,
part of the journey. This key moment, tasting quality and dissolving inside the process, going into this flow meditative state, meeting yourself, doing food for yourself and others, then sharing it together. So this is a total mindful ritual and connected
absolutely.
with a taste. Yeah. And
Mhm.
I hope, or let's say it's our intention at Nurture that we, and I also practice it when I teach nutrition with my clients, that they arrive to this moment, because this moment can't be switched off again. When you one time flip this moment, it's a key it's a key point. It's a coin flip. You you've switched the flip. Oh God,
Flip the coin. Yeah, yeah.
you
Or
flip the coin, yeah,
mhm.
and then you can't go back. You've opened the door and you have seen it and you have felt it and you've experienced it.
Yeah.
And this is
Hmm.
something then when you go back, you won't change and you will automatically look for quality and look for taste, and you won't do, or you will do less this pasta pesto from in 10 minutes and then eating it in front of a computer while doing and checking your emails, not
Yeah, absolutely.
people
Hmm.
doing. Oh, wow. We made a nice journey, Adrienne. Really, I enjoyed this talk.
Yeah,
Really,
me too.
really, really.
Who
Hmm.
doesn't love to talk about pasta for hours? Gosh, I'm
Yes.
hungry now.
I was thinking the same because I'm really feel hungry now.
Is it too early for pasta?
It's
11 a.m.
12:30. You can have a pasta with. You can have a pasta. Yesterday, yeah, yesterday we had a barbecue. It's pretty nice, and I'm thinking what I'm eating now for lunch. Let's look in the fridge. I know that we have three fresh pasta packages here, orecchiette and the cavatelli. Maybe I
Nice.
will fix it with some mozzarella and some pomodoro. I will make it in crudaiola, just some oil. Oh, this is nice. Mm.
Yum.
Oh, this is so fresh. Okay.
Delish.
Hmm. So, Adrienne, we have really touched several beautiful points together. You have gave us your insight about your journey, your awakening. We have passed the workshop magic you do in Lisbon. We have talked about nurture, the retreat we both will do in September from the 5th until the 12th, but about the mindfulness in the workshops. And before we share how people could reach out to you and get in contact to your beautiful workshops, being guest at your restaurant, and maybe also be part of our nurture retreat. This will we will share about it. I have some quick fire questions for you.
Go.
So, quick fire question in few word or less. Quick answer. Are you into it?
Okay. I'm
Okay.
scared. What?
Oh, don't be scared. Don't be scared. So, number one, what is one thing that really annoys you?
Just you talking just in general.
Oh, like you feel now today, maybe, or in general. It's open to you.
One thing that really annoys me.
Yeah.
One thing that really annoys me is people chewing really loudly or making noises with their mouths. Really annoys me. If I can hear people like really just making mouth sounds, I I can't cope. Can't deal. No,
Oh.
it's a no for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
Do
this
I get to fire them back or is this just on me?
it's just on you, but you can fire if yeah, of course you can fire back. You okay, let's if you have five, or maybe we can do it you won, I won. I don't know. You're
I
right.
was just going to say the same thing. What
Ah,
annoys you?
okay. Let's select it. So what really annoys me? Oh,
Yeah.
um a certain kind of stiffness in the way of thinking in people. Or when people have
Mm,
a rigidity in their view
yeah.
and is missing this yeah, this flexibility. Um, so more dogmatism. Dogmatism is really
Yes. Mm-mm.
that's me.
Yeah, that is frustrating. I concur.
Uh,
What's next?
the next one is nice. I love this question. If you were a piece of furniture, what would you be?
A piece of furniture. Um, if I was a piece of furniture, I would be a, I think I'd be one of those beautiful, those lounges. They're really small. They're like a double width chair, but they have a higher back on one side and they go to smaller down the. They're like a little side lounge chair that you might put in a little window nook. And they're usually covered in velvet. They're quite
Oh,
regal. They have like studding with padding on the back.
oh,
They're decorative edges. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Quite
yeah.
often you might see like a hunting dog sitting on one in a palace or
I can absolutely see it. Yes,
yeah.
yes. It's great.
And you? I'm interested to hear this one.
If I would be a piece of furniture, I would be a really, really cozy, soft lounge couch you can, or various people could lay down and just feel embraced and held, and we cuddle together, something like
Okay.
this thing where you lay down, you don't stand up anymore because you say, oh, this is quite comfy.
So comfy. You're just melting in.
I won't stand up of this sofa today. I will sleep here.
All right, number three.
Number three, what is one thing you have failed at?
One thing I have failed at. Um, One thing I've failed at. Oh God. My mum. I'm sure I failed at lots of things. I just can't think of something right this minute. Okay, I failed the first time I took my driving license.
Oh,
Yeah. The driver said I was too confident.
you really?
Yeah. He said, look, you're a good driver, but you're too confident. You need to stop and slow down more at the stops. You need to look in your right mirror, look in your left mirror, look in your rear vision, and then look in your right and left again and double check everything before you go. You're too confident.
Oh,
Fail.
okay. Oh, yeah, sounds interesting. I have failed my first test at the sport university.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So when I decided to study sports science, you have to make a test with a lot of different varieties of sports. And well, I did judo really long time and I swim, but then we had to run. So we had to do athleticism. So we had to
Mhm.
do the 100-meter sprint. I was so slow. Even in the post repetition test that was a month later, I even couldn't get faster. So I failed. So I failed. So I need to
Oh,
have one semester. I need to wait one semester, and I studied geography, in the semester just to start studying some stuff. So, and then I the next exam I didn't do athleticism. I did dancing.
dancing.
Yes, yes, I did
Whoa.
dancing, and then I passed. So, and then I yes, it's like this, you know. The destiny brings us to your essence. It was like this. So,
Mm,
and then later I developed a skill in running fast. So there I
mhm.
failed the first exam at the sports university. Wow. So number 4 from 5. With whom would you like to have dinner?
Um, can it be my fiance or is that really boring?
No, no judgment here.
I love to have dinner with him. I just absolutely love it because we have the same taste in everything. We were both very critical of everything. He's a chef, as you know, and we really, really appreciate and savor every mouthful of something that's so, so delicious. So I love that. I love dining with him because we both have exactly the same mindset when we eat.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I can relate. I had already dinner with him too, several. Yes.
Mm. And you?
I would actually now would have dinner with some good friends of Germany that I haven't seen in a long time. So living around Berlin and Leipzig,
Mm.
old school friends from the high school, and they're all really into taste and enjoy the moment. Probably we'll have some heavy Negronis as aperitivo, or maybe some variations too of them, and then there would be probably some nice fresh market, yeah, maybe an entrecot, and then we would have some vegetables for first. So yeah, and we would have a deep chat. So this moments at the table when you really connect with the people and go deep. So you say, "Wow, it was an amazing night."
Mhm.
No, no, something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. I love those dinners.
No.
Amazing.
So the last one. If you woke up tomorrow with a brand new skill, what would it be?
If I woke up tomorrow with a brand new skill, what would it be? Um, oof. God,
Hmm.
I would be a, I think I would be a reformer Pilates instructor.
Really?
I was actually just thinking about this morning on my way home from my bar class and thinking it would be really cool to learn how to be a reformer Pilates instructor because I love reformer Pilates and it's just such a growing, you know, industry. There's reformer Pilates studios everywhere. And I'd love to be that toned and fit and be able to have all the correct posture. And I was just thinking that it would be great to learn that, but it would be a big commitment. So
Oh.
that would be a skill that I think I'd love to work out
Hmm.
too. Yeah, I would be able to utilize that.
It sounds amazing. Seeing you there.
Mhm.
I would like to fly, honestly. It's today I was at the beach in the morning, so when I'm here in South Italy, I have the honor to be really close to the beach, 5 minutes walk, and I'm there. And birds flying over the sea. So you see these birds, pigeons, and you see, wow, what a perspective they should would have when they fly over the beach, over the rising sun, and then in the green, and then back again in the sun and the sunset. Um, yeah, this or flying in the mountains, like a parachute, like a yeah, really amazing perspective. So this would be something I really would like to enjoy.
I
Uh,
love that I've gone completely practical and you've gone like mystical. I thought we're talking like serious. If I could wake up tomorrow and have a new skill, flying, that's a skill. You need wings for that.
yeah, I would have wings for one day. I would be that black, don't know, eagle going around. Yeah.
How funny.
Oh, great.
The Capricorn talking over here. What's your star sign?
I'm a Pisces.
Oh,
I'm Pisces.
yes, yes.
Pisces. Pisces. Deep.
Pisces.
Pisces. Pisces. It's
Mm,
quite match. Quite good match.
hmm.
Ah, what a nice chat we had. Really, really lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yeah, thanks for this catch up this morning.
Yeah.
Easing into the day.
Yeah, really. Gives you energy, no?
Hmm.
Good energy. Your
Yeah,
first
I've got
podcast?
energy to go and eat a big bowl of pasta right
Oh,
now.
yes. So,
Mm.
if people want to connect with you, visiting you, know, getting knowing you and your workshops, how they can get in contact with you.
You can check out my Instagram page. I have my Instagram page dedicated to all things pasta and workshops, and it is La Sfoglina Australiana. La underscore Sfoglina underscore Australiana. Um, yeah, maybe you will post a link there to see how people can spell
Yeah,
Sfoglina
I will do.
because
I
it's a
will do.
tricky one.
Yeah, I will.
Send
This show
me a
notes. This
message.
will be in the show note. Other places you can see your work. We can see your work in Lisbon.
Yeah, so obviously at Ruvida restaurant as well. Um, that's about it for now. Ruvida and the workshops.
Amazing.
You can pop into the restaurant or send me a message. I'll book you a table.
Adri is a great host. You will enjoy. Yeah, and if you want to know more about the nurture retreat that Adrienne, I, and Lisa created in Puglia from the 5th until the 12th September, there is also a show note behind this podcast episode. You can arrive on the landing page, get all the informations, and yeah, it was nice that you listened to us today in English, and I think we did a really good job and enjoyed it. And say,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thanks for being a great host, Marco.
really welcome, Adrienne. Really welcome. Wish you a beautiful day out there, Ed. A beautiful day. Bye
You
bye.
too. Talk to you soon. Ciao.
Oh. Ah.